Happy to a Tamara day. It is Wednesday, September 20th. Can't believe how quickly this fall. In 2 days, so it's 20th. On Friday is the fall equinox in the northern hemisphere, which is celebrating of letting go, renewal. It's like harvest. It's like bringing forth all of the bounties and the gifts of the year. It's going to be purely magical. A great way to celebrate that come Friday is to, have a small fire and to really allow yourself to celebrate everything that you have made whole and made complete and put effort into, and really celebrate yourselves this Friday, because it's a really beautiful time of the year. Don't you feel extremely amazing as the seasons change and the fall comes? It's like we can sink back into a pocket of awesome, right? Things get a little chaotic in summer, but fall brings this settling, right, into a routine and into ourselves. So one of the things is I went to the fall handmade market. Now, this was not where I got this cup. However, this is not this one, but I did get it at a previous handmade market, and it's a local artisan, Shed Pottery. I love her stuff. Little peppermint tea in here. It's a great way to start the day and invigorate self. So one of the things I just kind of want to touch base on, there's a couple things, 2 things today that I kind of want to bring forth. One of the things, guys, is that adulting is pretty shitty sometimes. I'm sorry, I have to say it. We get caught up in these cycles and behaviors and patterns of, I need to do this at this time, I need to be there at that time, I have to be, always, seen a certain way, I need to parent a certain way, I need to represent a certain way. And as we start, this process of becoming more of a parent and more of an adult, we lose the little child within us who is screaming to be let out, to have a good time, to play, to hopscotch, to run around, play tag, manhunt, whatever. So I just want to infuse you guys, if I can, with joy, excitement, and play, right? So one of the ways that I have recently, because I am totally guilty of adulting too hard sometimes, kids, I gotta do that. Husband, I gotta do this. This is that's my adulting voice. It's not very pretty. So one of the things that I did recently to kind of infuse that play-like quality within myself, my family, and all that is my dear friend. I know you don't know what this is, unless you do. It's a Fitbit. Oh my gracious, do I ever love my Fitbit. It brings me happiness. It brings me joy. I like to be in competitions with my friends. I like to find myself going up and down the stairs 10 times just so that I can get an extra 10 steps and my little badge. I was a kid who liked all the stickers. If you could go to class and they were like, if you do this in the classroom, you get all these stickers on your little thing, and at the end you can do something. I was that kid. I love the stickers. I love the badges, and I get them all with the Fitbit. So it infuses this joyful play for me. And I want to say that it may be what the kids are getting for Christmas this year, but don't tell them, because I can't wait to share in this experience with them. Anyway, sidebar. What is it that you like to do? Is it riding bikes? Is it playing cards? Be okay with letting the shroud of adult down every once in a while and being totally that inner child self. Right? The other thing I wanted to talk about, because I know I talked about play last week, but I really think that this is the week that we really anchor it in. Meet my friend. This friend was started on February 26th of this year. Okay? Now guys, here's the thing I'm going to be talking about, which is a morning routine. And I'm talking about this, and I have talked about it before, and I'll talk about it again. This started February 26th. This is where I am now, in a second book this far in. I haven't stopped. It is a very rare occasion that I don't do it, and the reason that it's so important to me, and actually somebody brought this up the other day, is they've been doing it, but they haven't been putting intention or feeling behind it. That's kind of a key component. But hi Roberta, hi everybody. When we go through periods of consistency with anything, right? We start to feel the difference. So I was at Think and Grow Rich last year, and they were talking about morning routines. It's really the reason that I started this one in the first place. Because if the people that were in the Think and Grow Rich world were doing it, I was well, if I want to think and grow rich, I need to follow this plan. So they had said 66 days to form a new habit. So I was like, okay, I can do this for 66 days. Imagine how I will feel after 66 days of consistent morning routine. This is going to be amazing. So everyone's is slightly different. Mine, I kind of do a synopsis of my day, 3 gratitudes. I set a tone. I think of a word or a intention for the day that I set. I put all of my thought and energy into it and I place it out universally. And then I step into that feeling, that tone, that intention. Because energy's freaking cool, you guys. And if you can set that tone and that intention and know that the rest of the day will be infused with that meaning, why not? Why not? Right? The more you start to utilize the universe and speak to it and be very specific, you'll see that it generally is like, wow, thank you. Thank you for the details of this. I'm going to give this to you because you were so detail oriented. Just so you know. So I have the intention, then I write out my affirmations. Now, I have never made it to 66 days in a row. There's a little secret right there. I've gotten to 60 and I thought I was really, really close. And then I lost a day and I go back to day 1. One of the things I want to talk to you about the morning routine, for me personally, is like, so September 8th, 9th, and 10th, I didn't do it. I'd gotten to like in my 20s in consecutive days, and 8th, 9th, and 10th, I didn't do it. And I can tell you, routine is a pretty like sneaky, because it takes 1 to 2 times and we don't want to do things anymore, whether it's walk, exercise, morning routines, any of these things, right? So it needs to come from within. And it always kind of feels like work when we go back into something that feels good and we know it's like what we need and, you know, all of that. So I got back into writing it on September 11th. And on September 11th, guys, I got to tell you, I didn't have the meaning behind it. There was no intention behind the words. It just felt like I was on autopilot, writing out my morning routine because this is what I have to do and da, da, da. But I'm going to tell you, that's okay if you feel that way. Don't stop something just because it doesn't necessarily, you're like, everybody said this is going to feel amazing and it doesn't. That sounded like Forrest Gump. But if you consistently do it, that's when energetically it changes, cellularly it changes, universally it changes. And so I'm on day 10 today. And it's like, it feels so good, right? So all it took was a few days to get back into it. 3 days to feel like I didn't want to do it ever again, right? 3 days to get back into it. Now I'm just like, I can't imagine my morning without it. And because I'm doing my morning routine and affirmations, I'm meditating more, right? I'm reading a book in the morning. It's setting everything up in this ooey gooey, like energetic, happy vibe that I super enjoy. Because that's just me, right? So I just kind of want to talk to you a little bit about like putting everything together that I've maybe talked about in the last few weeks, which was, guys, meditation is key in terms of really anchoring into yourself. We get distracted by external forces, people, events, children, grandparents, parents, everything takes us outside of our bodies, work. Right? So just by doing a 5-minute eyes closed meditation in the morning, or just taking a few breaths with your eyes closed, what we're asking is to center yourself back into who you are, right? Bringing it in. And then once you're within yourself, we talked about really remembering who you were, because sometimes we get so distracted that we legit lose who we are. We're like, who are we anyway? So writing 25 things that you love to do. Right? Then declaring to the universe in a perfect day, in a perfect year, ordering up with detail where you want to be and what you want to see as your everyday. This stuff works. Vision boards, all these kinds of things really direct energy towards an outcome, and the universe then sees a result and brings the energy towards you, whether it's like all of a sudden you get a phone call from somebody who knows somebody who can help you with that, or, you know, and I just got like a super head rush of support for all of you guys from Source here. Right? Infusing your life with play. And then if you're engaged in a morning routine, it really does set. And I'm not saying morning routines are for everybody. I'm not saying any of this is for everybody, right? I'm just saying find the things that light you up. Find the things that make joy and life exciting. And don't necessarily put the badge of adulting on and be like, I am the most adult person in the land. Ugh. Let's not do that. Let's have fun. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please always talk to me. I love you guys so much. If you were like wondering how I've gone from, and I'm telling you, broke, absolutely broke. Like I'm talking never been broker in my life at this time last year, to being able to retire my husband and to engage in a world and a life that is so different. And it's so, I'm not saying this in a bad way. It's so much easier on the side where we're not fighting against our fear and resistance. It just, we kind of make things hard for ourselves. It's really weird. I'm not sure why we do it, but we totally do. So if you want to know how this is possible, please contact me. Put a message here. Email me, private message me. My email's Tamara at theenchantedfairy.ca. My new book is coming out, The Magical Business Method, which also talks about all this stuff. And it will be out October 5th, 2017. Amazon. Live. Look for it. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Have a magical, magical Wednesday. So much care, bear stare. Love to you guys. Peace out.